I love this. I love this. It looks like Percy's in front. I can't believe it. It looks like Percy's going to win. And Percy's won. My crikeys. That looks like an awesome Thomas and Friends Trackmaster set. Yes, this is arguably the greatest set you'll ever get. It's called the Railway Race set. It includes an exclusive Thomas and Percy, and that's a Streamlining Thomas. We want more of them. This set, as I saw in the shops, sold out really fast. It was in the mid-year sales in Australia. It took a long time for this set to appear in Australia. That's why I'm very delayed in showing this set. When I saw this in store, did I get excited? Yes, I bought quite a few boxes of this miraculous Trackmaster set. Let's do it! How can I not be excited seeing such a grand Trackmaster 2 set? It's just inviting me to play. The fact we get an exclusive Percy and a nice Streamlining Thomas is probably the gold in the set. Let's take a look at the back of the box. There's a bit of a read there to get you excited. I can see those children there are already excited. The playset's nearly 6 feet in length. It's only just going to fit on my review table. There's a bust apart bridge in the middle of the playset. And notice how they've let Thomas win down there. Wow, you'd never let Percy win, would you? Never! If you are in store looking at these types of playsets, the best place to look to understand the components within the box is the side of the box. So we've got 40 plus pieces. I think the most important pieces is that special Percy and that Streamlining Thomas. When I look at Trackmaster 2, I get scared when I see great big one-trick pony pieces of plastic. Well, I can see there's quite a few curves in this set. The straights are made up with some curious pieces, and I do like seeing stop-goes in any format. There's a few strange Trackmaster 2 pieces in there that I get scared about, but overall it looks pretty good. Okay, I'm going to come along and unbox this beautiful toy. Guess what I got on my hand? A rubber chicken. I'll get these out. Oh, I'm using the wrong chicken. That's too small. That's more like it. Yeah! I'll get Percy and Thomas out first. Yahoo! Often it's about using the right angle. I think I've nearly got them out. They're almost out. Come on! Get out of there! Normally I make like an invisible cloak or a ghost Thomas thing out of that. That's the best part of the toy box. I can't do anything with that, so I'm going to hit it with the chicken. Woo! Chickens are awesome. Woo! I'll grab the Thomas and Percy here. We're going to take a look at these first, but I've got some very sad news. The chicken's broken. Its squeaker's not squeaking. Ah! It just goes to show that they make rubber chickens like they used to. Ah! Anyway, you're fired. Well, back to the unboxing. I do like that bit of artwork there. Crisscrossy, blah, blah. Move Thomas and Percy over the side here. I'm going to do one of those underneath dumps. I do keep these boxes because, well, I keep all the boxes I look at as a review, and I think they come in very handy in future reference shots. And here comes the playset. Yes! 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 I love the smell of this stuff. That's actually larger than what it looked like on that side artwork thing. Well, they do that a lot. That's quite a sizable piece. So Steckle decals are there. The constructions are here. Yes, they are in colour. I'm seeing a lot more of this. It looks like it opens up to be one giant sheet. Yeah, I like it a lot. I can tell you one thing, if you've got any trouble with your site, this, well, you're going to see this very clearly. This is enormous. Battery information, you know, what's included in the box, label placement, you know, putting together that. Let's turn it over. Wow! Massive plan view of the track. That's one of the biggest I've seen. I'm going to put that up on my wall. That's like a beautiful poster. How to play? Yes, we want to know how to play. Yeah! Now I'm starting to see the awesomeness on the table here. This Breakaway Bridge section, I think this came as an individual track pack, and please forgive me if I'm wrong. For some reason I recognise this from something else. It works like that. It's a really nice piece. The stop goes are quite thick. But stop goes are important because it gives you control if you're setting this up on another layout. And I think this piece is really nice. This is where the trains come through at the finish line, and whoever wins triggers the fireworks plus a flag. It'll be nicer when we get the Steckle decals on. And just on the thought of Steckle decals, it's not too scary. That's the sheet there. It wouldn't be hard to put on. I've just put the stickers on this, and it has just really made that a nice piece. But I'm thinking back in the day when toys were real toys, there would have been a little battery set in here, and there would have been real lights instead of stickers. But sadly, those days are over. Before I build the playset up, let me take a look at the Thomas and Percy running on my turntable here. I'll get Percy going and the Streamlining Thomas. I'm just noticing Percy's one of those lumpy Trackmaster 2 runners. Mind you, that is the tighter radius of track he's on. Maybe to take that lumpiness out of Percy there, we'll put Percy on the grander radius. Ah, that's a smoother run, Percy. Let's take a look at Percy first. At least Percy's face is very similar to what we see on the box artwork of this playset. I think that's very important to do. We like special faces on toys. And looking down the side of Percy there, yes, we've just basically got racing stripes. I can't think of any other way to say it. We'll just let Percy dart forward there and look at Thomas next. Mind you, Thomas is playing a form of catch-up there. Okay, come on Thomas, we want to see you. I might put Percy back on the inside track to look at Thomas properly. The face on that Streamliner Thomas, it looks pretty good, doesn't it? Similar to the box artwork, which is nice to see. Just looking down the side of that Thomas, yes, it's got all of the streamline and mojo that we like to look at. And I think on the back's a curious thing, if I get around to the back of this Thomas, there is the detailing there on the back of that Streamliner Thomas of a lamp. But it's not coloured in. And maybe this very exclusive and beautiful Streamlining Thomas plus the Racing Percy is the absolutely best aspect to this playset. I'm just going to add on this Annie and Clarabelle, and I've actually totally forgotten what this came from. Was it the Wing Thomas that had this? It's like a, I don't know, or was it the soccer one? I'm going to have to stop Thomas to get these on, aren't I? Okay, I've got that Annie and Clarabelle on, and remember that this sequence in the film is only a dream sequence, but boy oh boy has it produced some rather lovely toys. And the stickers on these toys here, well, there's a sticker Friday on Clarabelle there, but for some reason they've got stains on them. I'm not exactly sure how that's happened. Maybe my son was playing with those in a bit of a dirty way. But let's take a look of this Trackmaster 2 Streamliner versus the TOMY Streamliner with Annie and Clarabelle, hey? So this is going to be pretty wild to video. There's a Trackmaster 2 Streamliner and TOMY Streamliner. It's a little bit like chalk and cheese, but I think it's very important to take a look at those two, although they're not going to do the same speed, because that TOMY Streamliner is a high-speed train in all sorts of wonderful ways. Mind you, that Trackmaster 2 Streamliner is okay. Which one do you prefer, eh? I know which one I prefer, but I want you to tell me what you prefer. I'm just getting all these different angles of this wondrous train activity going on the turntable. Yes. Which one is your eye getting dragged towards, hey? Ooh, maybe we'll see in this next pass of the TOMY Streamliner up the back there. Have a very, very clever look at that. Okay. Double Streamliners! Maybe what's going to set the cat amongst the pigeons, if I put the Trackmaster 2 Streamliner onto the TOMY track, then something magical might happen! Oh! Whoa! TOMY Streamliner, yeah! How many times have I said this is an absolutely stunning toy? If only all our toy trains were like this, but well, sadly they're not. Let me do another comparison, and I'll break away the Annie and Clarabelle of the ones I couldn't remember, of this Trackmaster 2 Streamliner versus another, well, I'll call it a Turbo Thomas. It's sort of a Streamliner variation, and just see how these look up against each other. Whoa! That Thomas there was from a Turbo Jungle playset. I quite like the shape of this, but in a funny way I think I prefer the shape of this Trackmaster 2 Streamliner without the jungle thing going on and without the goggles. I mean, to me, that is a good looking Streamliner Trackmaster 2 train. Okay, look at that there, and we'll just go back to that jungle streamlining version. There we go. Yes. Sometimes, you know, when you try too hard, it doesn't quite work. I think when we don't try too hard, it looks awesome. It's semi-miraculous. We're almost playing out at the same speed there. Not often do I see that on the crazy turntable. That Jungle Turbo Thomas, it's got a bit of a special feature which goes over a special piece of track that activates components underneath the train that gives it a burst of speed. Not long lived, and that's what that Thomas is all about. I think there are important comparisons to do. That is a very nice Trackmaster 2 train. It's time to now build the playset. Thomas and Percy are getting ready to go there. Quite a curious set to build up once you see how all little bits of track are used, like S4s and S8s. That's what does the trickery here. A nice breakaway bridge section here, double points, and then we've got two ways to go around the back here. There's the high curve in a sense with the flags and the lower curve, and we've got the two different styles of curves that Trackmaster 2 does. That one there is the curve short, and the one you really want to have lots of is the curve long. That's the long one, which is on the outside of my turntable, which I think is the nicer curved track. Very, very impressive looking playset. Very different. I like the look of this. The bit of Jeopardy in the middle there looks nice as well. Crikey Charlies, I think it's time to play. I've just had a revelation by a blooper reel moment then. Okay, I've reset. Let's go. I've just got Thomas and Percy right on the edge of the stop-go section there. Thomas and Percy are ready for their first race. In 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, they're away, and it looks like, oh, Thomas has hit the breakaway bridge. Percy's taken the lower track. Thomas has taken the high track. Oh, I love this. I love this. It looks like Percy's in front. I can't believe it. It looks like Percy's going to win. Oh, Percy's won! Can you believe that? I can't believe that. Now that Percy side one, I'm just going to put a black dot here to remind me that that was a winning side. I have reset the trains there ready to go, but don't forget to reset this beautiful breakaway bridge section. I like this piece a lot. In fact, I like this playset. It plays out really nice. Okay, ready for another race. Are you ready, guys? In 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, I think Thomas had a bit of a jump there. Oh, Percy's busted the bridge. Who's going to take the high and low? Oh, Thomas is down on the low road. Percy's on the high road. I think Thomas is in front. It's good work here. Thomas is well in front, and Thomas is going to be the winner! That's sort of curious. That side one again, that's 2 dots to this side. I've reset the trains and I'll come and reset the bridge. And now I'm thinking about those set of points that decide the fate of who goes to the high track, who goes to the low track. Let me just leave these as they are and we'll do another one. Okay, Thomas and Percy in 3, 2, 1, and go! Oh, I think Thomas jumped out again. Oh, the bridge is broken. Thomas looks like he might have the edge here. Percy's taking the high road. Thomas is taking the low road. I think Thomas is on the edge here. He's going to win. He's on the other side too. Yes, 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 Thomas has won. Thomas has won. Well, okay, that was a win to the other side. I'll put a black dot there. This is a lot of fun. It's got me very excited. It'll get you ultra excited. This is one of the best Trackmaster 2 playsets that I've played with. And I'm starting to think it's the fate that goes on here. It starts to decide the race. It's almost like I've got to get a measuring tape out and just see how long each side of the track is, if there's a fairer length in this playset to who wins and who loses. And before you race, don't forget to reset the fireworks and the flag. Okay, Thomas and Percy with them flipped around the other side. Let's see if Thomas jumps again. Oh, they're away. I think Percy might have got a bit of a jump. Oh, Percy's busted the bridge. And they're going around the back, and Thomas takes a low one, and Percy takes a high road. Who's going to win? I think Thomas is going to win. Thomas is ahead. Yes, yes, yes for Thomas. Yes, yes, Thomas wins. So that's another win to that side. That's 3 wins on that side and only 1 on the other. I think I can change the fate of this playset, although I might have got this wrong mentally in my head. I'm going to swap around these points to do that and that. And I think by doing that in the next race, I've got a sneaky suspicion Percy is going to win. There's only one way to find out. In 3, 2, 1, go! Oh, yes, I think that was a nice clean start. Thomas busts through the bridge there. Oh, a bit of a hesitation from Thomas there. Percy's taking a low route. Thomas the high one. I think Percy's in front. Percy is in front. Thomas is going to be ashamed here. Yes, for Percy, yes! Yes, 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 yes! So that's another win to that side. That's 4 on this side. I'll just turn Thomas and Percy off for a sec, and I'm just going to slightly change this playset because I want this racing to be a little bit tighter. On this lower curve here, I've added on some S4s. Okay, that's what that piece of track is called. I'm going to then incorporate that back where it was, and it's also then going to ride up on those risers there. So the 2 curves here are going to be side by side. Now I'm hoping that this is going to create a much closer race by doing that. I might be totally wrong here. I like to experiment. I like to improve on things. I hope you do as well. Reset the bridge. I've got the fireworks down. Thomas and Percy are ready to go. Okay, 3, 2, 1. Nice even start, guys, and go. Yes, they're away. Let's see how close this race is. Percy's busted through the bridge there. Oh yes, Thomas has taken the high track. Percy, oh, they look pretty close this time round. But who's going to win? Oh my crikers, I think Percy's going to win. It wasn't really that close. Yes, Percy's in. So I've got to mark that. That's been 4 wins to this side, but we've got a slightly different track configuration. There's a win to the other side. So that's 2 wins to that side and 4 to this side. I've turned the trains round, I've reset the bridge, but I've left the points in the way they were from the last pass. Wow, can you predict who's going to win? I'm having trouble working out who's going to win. Okay, Percy and Thomas in 3, 2, 1 and go. Oh, nice, even start. Oh, Thomas is a nudge ahead, busted through the bridge. And it looks like Thomas on the high track. Well, they're both high tracks. Percy's on the inside track. Oh my crikey, Percy's in front. I think Percy's going to win. It's a very close race. Yes, Percy's just got through. Yes, 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 yes. That's another win to that side there. So that's 5 on that side and 2 on the other. I'll just start resetting everything. Down you go, flag. I think I've made the playset, let me say it like this, a little bit tighter in the way it plays and the finishing. I'm thinking that's what's happening. I'm just going to give it one more run here on my slightly altered thing. I'm not going to change the points because I think that does change the fate of what's going on here. Okay, I think they're ready to go. You ready, Streamliner and Racing Percy? In 3, 2, 1. Oh, nice, clean start. Oh, Percy's busted through the bridge. And I would say that, oh, who's going to win here? Do you think it's going to be Thomas or do you think it's going to be Percy? Very even over the back there. It looks like Percy's in front. It certainly looks like Percy's well in front. Oh, here goes Streamliner. Oh, Percy's in. But only just. With the rubber chicken looking at me like a total goose, that's a win to that side. So that's 3 on that side now and 5 on the other. I've turned the trains around. I'm just going to come along and reset the bridge. I've got myself doubting now whether I've made any difference at all by adding those 2 bits of track in. I'm not going to change the points when to get right into this next race. Okay, Streamliner and Percy in 3, 2, 1 and go! Yes! Oh, I think Thomas jumped there. Thomas has busted through the bridge. Who's going to take the high and the low? Does that decide the fate? Oh, it's very even. Here comes Percy. I think actually Percy's in front. I can't believe it. Percy's in front, but only just. Yes! Percy's got it! Get it back, Percy! So that's the 6th win on this side here, and there's 3 on the other. I'm not going to do any more, but I think I've seen enough of this playset to certainly make me understand what's going on here. This is awesome. You know, I speak very highly of this, and it's not often I speak very highly about these styles of toys. I'll show you the trick that I did to get Thomas and Percy going at the same time. And on the stop go, I'm here by myself. I couldn't operate both those levers by myself. If you just set Thomas and Percy right on the edge of the stop go, then the way to make them go, it's quite simple. You just push down on it at the same time. 3, 2, 1. And they're away. And I think what happens in this playset, whoever takes the inside track there will become the winner, I think. So I dare say that Streamlining Thomas will become the winner in this race. Yes, well, that's what we want to see. I had a lot of fun making this review. That's often a really good sign and a signal, hey, maybe you need to go and buy this toy. I think you'd have a lot of trouble finding this one. When it was on the shelves in Australia, it didn't last very long in the stores, and it was only, look, I only saw it in Big W. I don't have any deals with Big W. The toy companies never send me the stuff. Okay, I'm telling you how it works with me, or it doesn't work. Google/YouTube have been hounding me, okay, with the way they demonetize and age restrict videos. I've had some shocking times, and I'm very late in looking at this toy. This is a fantastic toy, a Railway Race Set Trackmaster 2. When I finished the video, I started to put tender engines on here. You've probably seen the video of what I was doing and playing. I'll show you some slow motion bits, and it works with all sorts of different things. It's a lot of fun. I even got the TOMY Streamlining Thomas onto this set. Totally mismatched to this set. I thought it wouldn't make it around the playset. It does. And then that was the ultimate fun, when you totally go crazy and you put something that shouldn't be on there. It's got some great pieces. I think, in a strange way, the piece stands out to me is the start-go area with the fireworks and the flags popping up and the stop-goes that control your trains. I like that piece or that section a lot. The fact the playset came with 2 engines is great. Now, how often have I reviewed a playset and I said, wow, wouldn't it be amazing if it came with that another engine or whatever else to really, you know, put 2 and 2 together? Finally, we've got a playset here that is dynamic out of the box. You sort of don't have to add anything to this, but if you do add stuff to it, it becomes even better. And also, the box artwork, it looks like the trains. This is stuff we've been screaming about for years and years with Mattel, Fisher-Price, Trackmaster 2 stuff. Finally, the pieces of the jigsaw puzzle are being put together at the toy factory, but how long did it take to get this right? That's the problem. This is a fantastic playset. This will be a classic toy. I can see it. If you see one of these on the shelves, do not let it sit there. Grab it, buy it, put it under your bed. As an investment, it'll be worth more than gold in the future. And I think I've said enough about this quite miraculous toy.